Okay, I'm on, but I can't see anybody. Here we go. Hi, Kim. Hi, Sue. Sorry about that. I was busy doing something and it didn't tell me that it was time. So, my apologies for that because usually I'm on it. So, hi, ladies. Love to see you. Hi, Holly. Marlene should be somewhere there too because she actually rang me and to see if I was going on. Hi, Deborah. Lovely to see you. You dabble in crocheting. Thank you for your phone call, Marlene. I don't know what happened there, but thank you for letting me know. I'm trying to hide my phone somewhere. I was just hanging out the washing. So, yeah, my apologies. Definitely my apologies. Okay, so to get down to business today is everybody is talking about the new offers for joining Stampin' Up in October. So it's just incredible. We called it insane, and it is actually. Thank you for that, Marlene. Thank you so much. I didn't even realise the time. So the first joining offer is $235 worth of product for $60. Now, yeah, we said it's insane, and I think it is insane. There's a cat walking, and it's going back to sleep in the window. Yeah, so for $60, you can get $235 worth of product, and that is just crazy. So I hope people will take it up. If they want any more information, please give me a call or email. If you want to join up, my information is in the more box below, but you can actually ring me and I can help you through it. So the second offer, which is $344 for only $169. So $169 is our normal price for a starting kit, but you only get the $235 for it on a normal month. But for this month, they've upped the ante and you get $344. So, I mean, that is just, it's incredible in itself. Both offers are just insane. So, anybody interested, please let me know. I'd love to have you on my team. We're a small team at the moment, but we are a good team. We have lots of laughs. Now, I'm going to go down to I don't think there's anything else I've got to tell you. But if I do, I'll tell you throughout the video. So I don't know what happened to the notification for YouTube. Okay, I'm going down using the other camera. Oh, I better check the audio because I bet that isn't, yep, not in there. Okay, so I decided today that I have lots of product that I haven't used. One of them was Surfing Santa. Now, I thought that I would use this because I'd make Christmas cards that were Australian sort of, instead of Christmas and all that. So I thought I'd use this one. Do you know what? Never used it. It was sitting there. It was on the last chance. I never looked, actually. It was on the last chance. But I've had this probably for a year, maybe a bit longer, and I haven't used it. And another one is Under the Moon, which I'm going to use the dolphins for. So I don't think I used this. No, see? Hasn't been used. So you have to excuse me if you hear the washing machine clanking or something. So I thought, well, today, this is what we'd come up with, work with. And every day this week, I'm going to pick, oh, no, I've done it. You still got me? Oh, it's up a bit too far, isn't it? Now you've got all the rubbish around. Oh, that'll be, at least you can see the end of my map. So that's the two I'm working with today. Now I was ashamed of how many stamps that I've got, that I've bought and never used. You love those sets, Kim? That's good. Okay. So I was supposed to have an appointment down at Apple Germside this morning, but I rang up and cancelled it. You still got me, that's good. So I'll show you the cards. Now I made two on the weekend. So this was the first one I used. You can see it pops out. Rather cute, I thought. But I had this wouldn't sit straight. It came undone. There. So I wasn't happy with it, but I was happy the way I got the two things, the pop outs. They worked well. But when I stamped on them, of course, it was writing, so you didn't do it. And then I tried the second one, didn't I? And this one has a different idea. So I haven't coloured Santa in, but as you see when you close it, and this one stuck out a little bit. So when you close it, they go in. And I got this one right. So I thought, okay, we can go. So I rather liked him. You buy them after watching me. But then you forget to use them. And I'm the same, Sue. You know, I order them so that I can show you. And I forget about them. They get put on the bookcase. I've got them in my inventory. And they just stay up there. And I colour code them because I colour code them from the new. I've got 3 colours at the moment. So, and they're all in mess at the moment because I went through to pick out just to make my mouth dry. Okay, so let's start. So I put out what we're going to use. And we have a little bit of putting together. So you know me, I'm not a good fussy cutter. So I had to fussy cut these. So I've done that. I used the wrong colour. It's very sunburnt, but it doesn't matter. It's Australia, sunburnt country. And I've got my little notes. I've lost one. Oh, there it is. So I'll give you the, we've got a base card. What did I use? Army blue? No. What did I lose? I hate when I can't think of things. So I used Blue Lagoon. That's what I used. Blue Lagoon. So this is our base card. You love the card, Kim? Thank you. So base card, 5.5 by 8.5. So a bit different to what I usually use. You also have Deborah unused stamps. I think we're all anybody who crafts, they buy things and, oh, I'll have that, looks great in the catalogue and everything, and sits on a shelf. So we've got to remember too, we can actually use these products for scrapbooking. So they're not just card making things. And then I chose this. Now, it's an older one, and it is Winter Meadow designer paper. Of course, you don't have to worry about using the same as what I do. Now, hopefully, I can get through this without making any mistakes. So we've got our cardstock, 5.5 by 8.5, and then we've got 2 pieces that we're going to put in. So depending what you want, I think I want the darker one at the bottom and the lighter one at the top. Okay, so we've got that, and they're 4 inches by 5 inches, I think. Yeah, 4 inches by 5.25, and you need 2. So that goes in with our serving centre. I think it looks, when it's finished, it'll look like a bit of that we got him in the sea. Okay, so that's our card there. Then we've got a mechanism. Now I have done this, but I'll tell you what I've done, because I've done it to show you. Now it is 3/8 by 7.5. Okay, so 1 3/8 by 7.5, with the shorter side at the top. And you can just bend that over so you know that that's the top. Okay, so that's 1 3/8 by 7.5. Now we're going to score that long ways at 1.5 inches and 1 inch. Score that, sorry, 1/2 inch and 1 inch. So this is our shorter edge. Then we're going to turn it to this side. When they make boo-boos, yeah, I do things like that all the time. So then we've got 2.5 inches, and we're going to score. I don't know whether you can see that. We've got a 1/2 inch there, and then we go down to 2.5 inches on both sides. So measure in 2.5 inches and score the bottom and the top. All right. Once we've done that, we're going to measure at a 1/2 inch. So that dog's been barking all morning. So I'm going to take it 1/2 inch and just put a dot. And I'm going to do that on the other side. This side, all right. Then I'm going to take a pencil and we're going to go from that dot, make sure that's 1/2 inch. Yeah, so I'm going to go from that dot to this score line here. Now you can draw it in pencil, or you can take a scoring tool. I think I've still got one on my yeah, you've got a little with a point on, a little thingamajig, and you can score it with that. And I didn't. You have to press on it. All right. So you can do either. You can take a pencil mark, or you can do it with a scoring tool. So I'm going to do the same here. I'm going to do from the dot to the score line. So I'll do it with a pencil, and then I'll go over it with my take a picture. Then we're going to go so then we go from this one, score. So we go from this one to our dot. So yep. So we go from, make sure that's 1/2 inch in. I think it is. Yep. So then we go from here to here, but that doesn't look like a V. Has to be a V. Here we go again. So score from the first dot to the centre line, and then from this dot, centre line, score to that dot. I don't think that's right. Something wrong here. Always get something. This was the one I was worried about, was the scoring. Because the scoring brings that out. So I've got half a to here, and then from that dot to the score line, that's where I was getting it wrong. So that's it. A dot to the score line up there. I knew I'd get kerfuffled about something. So once again, our score line, our dot to the top score line. So I'm going to go from that dot to the first score line there, and that gives me a V shape. Okay, and if you bend it a bit with your fingers or with your thumbnail, it'll take shape. Okay, so you've got to have that V. What's the person's name who made the instructions? It was, it doesn't say. I think it was something, I did write it down, didn't I? Wonderful Stampers. Wonderful Stampers, it was called, she was called. And that's who I'm casing this off. So you see it'll go in. Now we're going to cut some parts off it. So this line here, we're going to cut to that first score line. Cut that off. We're going to do the same on the other side. Up to the score line and cut that off. We're going to turn it around and we're going to do the same again. Excuse my voice, it's really raspy this morning. We're going to cut along both of these score lines. We're going to do the same on the other side. Just to that score line. We're going to cut that off. So this is what we're left with. so it will fold in. You've just got to coax it a bit. So we've always got to have that smaller end at the top. So that goes in like that. And these then become our little let's call them legs, motion, pop-ups, because that's what they'll be. So don't put ink on this part here. So we're going to take our card now. And I'm going to glue these on. So if you remember, these 4 by 5 1/4. I mean, you don't have to use this paper. It's just that it looked a bit like the sea. But I want the lighter one, I think, on the top, because I'm going to stamp on it. And I don't think you'll see it on the dark piece. So I have that, and I'll put the other piece on. Now, I have an appointment tomorrow, so I think I've made it for 6:30, because my appointment's about 1 o'clock, and I won't get down there doing a live in time. So this then becomes our bottom piece. So and when we get him, like, he's got to come up a bit, so he won't be right on the edge. Talk about love a sunburnt country. He's very sunburnt, isn't he? Now, we'll get this. Remembering this little piece is always at the top. So we're going to get this piece, I think it's that one, and glue it onto where the fold is of our card. But what I might do before I do that is so I'm going to use the dolphins in here. Aren't they cute? Poor things have never been out of the packet. So let's get a block for them. So we've got 2 little ones there. Really needs a smaller block, don't I? Might change them over. So they're just so cute. And I'm going to put them on here like there. You love the paper? Yeah, I think it's great paper too, Kim. So I'm going to use my Secret C because I think he'll show up better on there. And I want to I need a piece of paper. No, have I got any down here? I don't want a big piece. She says that she takes, I think that's a card base. There you go. We'll just do it on here. So we've got to smoosh him to make sure that he's going to stamp clearly. And we'll do this one while we've got it. Just in case there's anything from the factory left on it. I'm really conscious of my voice this morning. Dolphin feels like hard-boiled egg to me. You're right, Kim. You're a card. So we can put that away. Now, so we're going to have him sitting up somewhere about there, roughly. So I'll get rid of that because I don't want a halo on it. So I'm going to do the two dolphins there, like they're swimming along with him. And then I'm going to do this one a bit over there. Okay, so we've got that. Oh, I'm all as a dither this morning, so that one can go back in there for the minute. And I want the sun. So because he's never been used before, I'm going to, I might pinch that one. And I've done all these. Make sure I get that blue. And I can put them in the middle. And I'm going to get a yellow. And I think I might use Daffodil Delight. And then I'm going to add a little bit of pumpkin pie, I think. Now, somewhere I've got some sponge daubers. I know they're here because I used them. I used them the other day. There's one. Here we go, look, a little baggie with them in. I'll probably the one that's got the lightest colour. This is the trouble of having too much stuff. Now, we're going to I'm going to have to do this one too. So for those that haven't seen this, what happens is I smush it because sometimes the factory leaves a little bit on. So I'm going to put that away. I'm going to tap this on the yellow daffodil delight, and then I'm going to take my pumpkin pie. Now I'm just going to go around the edge. So that looks like a blazing sun. And then I'm going to put the sun here. You can put him anywhere you want to, depending on what you've got. So there's our sun. All right. Now what I'm going to do is, what did I do with it? Here it is. This mechanism. So if you remember the little bit at the top, that stays at the top. So we're actually going to put a little bit of glue on here. So we're going to fold that down. Now we're going to put that up about halfway. If you want to be precise, then get a ruler and put it in. I'll put that down like that. I think I've done the wrong one. I think that one should be first. Yes, I think that one should be first. You'd think you'll remember exactly how it goes. And see, that's under there, so I can't even check it. because our no, that's not right. Because we have to have these things. So put that one down. That's got to stay at the top. So I'm pretty sure it's that one that has to fit there. Then we've got our little thingamajigs that work in and out. And I just can't remember how that went. Where's the other one? Let's see. So that went there, and then this one goes at the top. So then we're going to put some, hope this works out. And then we're going to put our... Hi Glenda, how you going? Lovely to see you. So then we get our little what's it there? Now what we do is we have our pop-ups. So these here are what's going to pop up. So you put the X, I put an X to, that's my longest side. So a pop-up magazine is 2 by 2.5 by 4 1/4. Scored at, that's that one. Scored at 2 1/4 by 3 inches. And we're putting that paper on there like that. And I've got a little piece to go across there. So I'll just glue that on. I'll put this little bit there. This is really testing my memory. And I did it twice yesterday. And I thought, oh yeah, that's easy, I'll remember it. Haha. So that goes like that. Then we've got these bits. As I say, one side's longer than the other. Now what we're going to do with that is, I've got a corner snip, and I'm just going to snip on 2 corners. It's not cutting the card very well. And why we're cutting it, doing the corners, is because it just helps it flow with the in and out, so to speak. This is probably full. Probably doesn't hold much. Oh, that one worked. I've got one of the real estates coming today to pick up the key. They have a key lock, which is quite ingenious. So she said she'll be here between 8 and 5, whatever that may be. Now, we're going to put these each on here. And these are our little mechanisms that go in and out. So hopefully I've worked it out the right way. And I have now this is a little bit too fussy to stamp on. So it's just, if you want to do anything like that on this paper, you actually stamp it and cut it out and stick it on here. Okay, so there's our little, now cross your fingers. So these now go up to the edge of your little thing here, and stick them on. Okay, Deborah, you sleep tight. We'll see you tomorrow maybe, or tomorrow I'm doing a late. Have a good sleep. So put that on here. So up to the edge. We don't want it to stick down, okay? it'll take a few times to actually train it to go in and out, apparently. So we're going to now put that one on here. So just a little bit of glue. Put it right to that edge of each across there. So that will then come out like that. So as I say, it takes a bit to train them. Then we've got this piece here. So this piece will go on here like that. So roughly about halfway. I don't think I was actually halfway with that one. So we're going to put some glue on the back of here. Well, actually what I might do is put it on here. And I'm going to put it right up here like that. And then I'm going to close it. So just press on it a little bit. So that's what we've got so far. So our pieces are working fairly well. They're going in. So then we've got this piece. So I'm going to put glue on this end. On here. Okay, so where we've got that flap, that's where I'm going to put it. I'm going to fold these both down. And actually, I might put these out. I don't want them to stick to and we're going to fold that down. So we want this to stick pretty well. So our mechanism wasn't stuck. Now, we'll leave that to set for a while. And we're going to do our centre. So what I thought I might do was this one. So I didn't colour him in, I used waste paper. And see, it needs a little bit cutting off the end here for it to go all the way in. But that was the centre that I thought I would use. So I fussy cut some waves out. And we've got his surfboard. So we've just got to work out because we want him to look like he's coming out of a wave. Need more fingers. So I want the tip of his surfboard coming up out of the wave. So let's see if we can stick him together. Hi Tanya, how are you going? That's okay, Tanya. Even I was late this morning. Thanks to Marlene that rang me and asked me if I was still going on. So yeah, it's not often that happens. Well, it's never happened. So I think we've got to put our little surfer boy. So I'm just going to put it on the top. And I don't know anything about surfing, so this could be just a catastrophe. Then I want to take him. So if I put that there and link it in, it's a keeper for you, Tanya. I have never used it. And this week's is that all the stamps that we collect and never use. So 2 of these that I haven't used. And I can tell you, when I sorted out the Beach Boys, that's right. Love that song. Now, I want him to look like he's coming out of the water. So if I put that one at the tip, do you think he looks like he's coming out of the water on the surfboard? Could have a stubby in his hand there. Yeah, well, that's why I bought it too, Tanya. And I bought it to do Christmas cards. Excuse me. Just go over mouthful. I don't know whether it's whether you're getting my real croaky voice. So something like that. Or we could do that, couldn't we? Nobody knows that we've turned it around. My son Paul came out to me yesterday, or his friend came to clean out the gutters, because the man next door doesn't do anything to his house, and all of his trees and palms and dirt were in the gutters. Anyway, he brought his little boy with him, and it was his birthday. Teresa, Homer, that's exactly right. So he brought the little boy with him. And Paul's really good with kids. And so they had to go on the first machine, which is like you slide skate around it or something. And then he was teaching him how to play pool. Where did I put it? I moved it. Never moved something that we've had there for weeks. So the little boy had a wonderful birthday. He'd been to pictures with his brothers and sisters, and then they came here, but only one of them. He took the others home. Now I think I'm going to trim a bit off these because they're sticking. And as I said, it takes a while for them to I'm just going to take that corner off. And I'm going to do the same one on this one. Just so it gets in a little better. As I say, it'll take a little while for it to learn where it's got to go. All right. So that's our card there. Now we've got to put our Santa on. So that's this piece. So it has two bits there, and it has this one here. And the single piece goes at the top. this piece goes up here like that in the middle. Can you see that? So just that where you've got your two pieces, that one piece will go in like that, and he's going to hold our Santa. All right, so we're going to glue in. It's a bit fiddly, all the different parts. And I'm going to butt him right up to the card. I want him to come about halfway. And then I'm going to close my card. There's a lot of little bits and pieces to this to remember. So just give it a good burnish. I don't know why my throat's so scratchy this morning. So now we're going to glue this up here. So this piece then works as the mechanism. So we're going to put it down like that. And we're going to put some glue on here. Then we're going to do that and close our card again. Give it a burnish. Again, use tear and tape if you want. That way you've got an instant stick. You don't have to wait for it to hold. So it's come apart. Now this piece, that's why, because I've done it upside down. So don't worry about that. You do the single one. I can't remember everything. So we're going to put that flat. Up against that piece and roughly in the middle. When you put it together, you'll know. Oh, pumpkin brownies. I've never had pumpkin brownies. Sounds interesting. Then I'm going to fold this and I'm going to put glue on here. I'm going to fold it down. Now you're making us all hungry, Kim. So I'm just holding it because it has to stick and it doesn't want to. So I'd say if you haven't got patience of holding it, use tearing tape. So the next step will be to add our serving centre. Now, still not sticking. And because I put glue on there, it's sticking, but you won't see that because our centre will cover it. Okay, I think we've got it. I think it's going to stick now. You know, sometimes doing these and working out, the worst thing here, I think, was the mechanism to hold those two pieces. Now, we are going to put him on. And if I put him up like that, it will cover that bit. I'll put something over it anyway, but it will cover that bit. So then that looks like he's coming out of a wave. Can you see that? Sorry, I think my hand was in his way. So if we put him like that, it looks like he's coming out of a wave. So I've got to put something over to cover that. So it takes a bit to train these two pieces to go in. I seem to be going the other way. Yeah, they're just not. They're going the opposite way. Get that little oh, now I think I'll use some tearing tape on this Father Christmas, and I'm just thinking, oh dear, yeah, it's always so I stick him like that. Looks like he's coming up, but I want to put something over this where I got I could do another 2 dolphins. And see if it will cover it. That will cover it. I think I might try for 3. No, because he will. No, I think just the 2 should be okay. They must be boy bits. I'd say that's right, Kim. Must be boy bits. Extra training. I don't want that on there. Okay. Oh, it's covered it mostly. Just got a little mark there, but Santa's going to cover that. Now, but I think, as I said, I'll use a bit of tearing tape. I know it was here somewhere. No. I'll get it in the end, won't I? It's not there. It was funny yesterday. Paul came, he gave me some batteries. Here it is. He gave me some batteries and he said, Mum, put these away. So I did. And yesterday he comes in and he goes, I need a battery. Where did you and pop him up? So put him on a dimensional, you think. We can do that. So anyway, I couldn't find the batteries. Anyway, then Paul put down the little container for the batteries, right? And he goes, and then just put it down. Where is it? I said, I don't know. In the end, I ended up kidding myself laughing at him. So he was going on like a pork chop. I've got too many dimensionals on. I don't need this one. And I was just cracking up laughing. Anyway, then he found the batteries. You gotta go in. And that's what I mean by you've got to train them to go in on that little thing here. Now, I've stuck that too close. So just push them in. I just want to get that. Okay, so I'll have him up here and I will place another bit of water and train these to go back in. And it's a bit bulky, so hi Dwayne, how are you going? So I just want to cover this bit here. So I think I might have to do some surgery. I want it to go. I don't want it to and cut this bit off here. Because this is straight. I don't want it as long. So you'll just sit like that. So I might stick this one because I want to play with him. Because I want him like straight on the bottom so that when it comes down, it won't interfere. There we go. It's starting to. So that's fine. See, it'll close now. So, and our pieces there are starting to behave and stay in. Only they're not coming out when you open it. And that's because that little mechanism in there, before they were coming out. Now I'm trying to stay in. That I have to train those to come out. They were before. It's just those little creases inside. There we go. So that's what I've got so far. Okay, Marlene. Take care. Have a good day. So what I haven't done with something on the front. So I'm just going to see if I've got that paper. So I've got a big piece of it. And that's it. Yeah. Should have cut it. I probably did. So I want that side because I'm going to put him on the front there. So I want a lighter piece. Now what's our card? 5.5 by 4. Yep. So 5.5 by 4. I want the lighter piece. You know, I hadn't really thought about the front of the card. So I might have to take a little bit off. So you quite possibly will have to put something heavy on your card so that it closes and doesn't look so bulky. So it's probably not a card that you're going to post. It's more a card that you're probably going to add with the present. So I'm going to stick that on there. Oh, okay. Don't stay. Now I've got paper and everything all over, but I'll have to wait. So I'm actually going to do a little surfer man. I'm going to do one for good luck. Oops. Take that dolphin off. And I'm going to put him up so he looks like he's coming out of the wave, hopefully. So I'm more or less going to repeat what I did. I should have had it on my pierce mat. Some. So we can put our sun on. So first we went the yellow. Then we're going to dab a little bit of pecan pie. Just around the edge. There we go. Now, we'll put him on the front. And we could put a banner on the front that says Merry Christmas. because he's got his Christmas hat on. And I have to train those pieces after me training them to go in. Now I want them to go out. So it's just that little mechanism in there. So now you'll have to train them. To go out. So there's our card. So now he'll go in. Huh? So yeah, and that's about on the front too. So you can put a Merry Christmas across there. I hadn't really thought of the front, to tell you the truth. I was more interested in getting this part in the middle right. So, but we'd put a surfer on. We could have put him out of, could have used white paper and coloured him in. That would also be like an option. But yeah, there we go. And that was, we used two, we used Under the Moon, and we could put a couple of dolphins on here too. So we've got dolphins up here behind him. So we could use, put some dolphins up there. So we used Under the Moon for the dolphins, and we used Surfing Santa for the card. So that is two that I've had in my stash I never used. So I'm sure I'll be able to find another one or two or three or four that I have in my stash and I haven't used them. So there we go. There's our card. And we'll put a bit of wink on him, I think. I'll make him sparkly like Christmas, don't you think? So you've got a couple of mechanisms in here that you have to do. There we go. I'm not putting any gems on him because I don't think Santa would have any gems anyway. Hi Sarah, how have you been? You're doing crop and create all weekend. Just got to catch it. Just hello, saying hello. Well, hello to you, Sarah. You've been missed. So there we go. There's and they're going in when I don't want them to. They've got to come out. I had them coming out before, and then I trained them to go in, and now they're doing that. See? All right, we'll come up the top. Just bear with me a minute. think my mouse needs charging. I'm all stuffed up too. So thank you, ladies, for waiting for me. I didn't even realise the time. So my apologies again from that. And lovely to see you all here today. We had a couple of sort of mishap moments, didn't we? Or I did. So just got to train it now to come out when it's supposed to be out and in where it's supposed to be. So there we go for another card making session. So as I say, thank you so much, ladies, for being here and waiting for me to come on. Thanks to Marlene for ringing me and letting me know. I was just about to put another load of washing on. So thank you so much. If you like my content, please subscribe to my channel. It helps me get known in YouTube. And I think I'm about 149. So one more and I'll have enough. Well, I'll have 150 and that will be beautiful. So I thank you all for your help. And I love the chatter in the group too. These are beautiful ladies in this group. So have a great day. I'm going to go back and do my watching. I've stripped my bed and everything. So I'm going to go back and do that. So have a fantastic day. But don't forget tomorrow's is at 6:30. I think I put it. But I want to check what time Lorraine is. Lorraine. Because I don't want to clash with her, so I could change it. So just bear with me over these days when I have to go and have a hospital appointment. So yeah, so have a great day and hopefully I'll catch you tomorrow. Bye.